I mean, you know what I'm going to say, right? You know it. If you follow me on Twitter, you know how I'm going to start this video. I guess if you don't follow me on Twitter, then you're probably like, I have no idea. Follow me, you know what I'm about to say here, okay? My really strong stand today was I don't want to play Giga Chalk Isaiah Joe in tournaments. I stand. I gave all the reasons, but I'll repeat. I will I will repeat the reasons for why I did not want to play Giga Chalk Isaiah Joe. Ended up being 80%, which is just out of this world. 80% ownership for Isaiah Joe. Let's just talk about the reasons that I did not want to play him at that ownership. He's scoring dependent. Plays for the Thunder. You know the Thunder, if you struggle, they will bench you. It happens almost every other game. Someone gets benched for the Thunder, right? So a super scoring dependent player who just came off a big game, minutes are not secure, could very easily get benched, and is projected for 50+%, ended up being 80% owned. That was my stand. Don't play Isaiah Joe. Just play. We have so many other value plays. Ty Washington, Jay Sean Tate. A lot of the Rockets. There's a few more, but there's Cam Reddish, right? There's a lot of value. Don't play Isaiah Joe. First half. You want to know what happened in the first half? And how many fancy points Isaiah Joe had at half? 1. Or was it 3? It was either 1 or 3. He either had 1 point or 3 points. He basically had nothing. Played awful, didn't shoot 80% from the field, and was a massive bust at this ownership. All right, that was a good half, but we still got time, right? Then I saw the notification. Aaron Wiggins starts the second half for Isaiah. Us GPP bros finally get rewarded, right, for making a super sharp fade. Finally. Thinking, yes. NBA is really, really tilted me since coming back from All-Star break, but here we go, right? Was on the Isaiah Joe fade. Everyone to fade in this ownership. He's going to be a massive bust, right? 1 fantasy point and a half. Gets benched for Aaron Wiggins. I'm thinking, let's go. And I'm about to win all the money. Then I see Isaiah Joe check into the game midway through the third. And all right, there's no way he's even going to get a value, right? Maybe he'll get 10, 12 fancy points in his last shift of the game, and then, that's it. That's it, right? Comes in, look at my phone. Back-to-back threes for Isaiah Joe. All right, well, that's pretty annoying that the fish are going to get bailed out with at least him hitting value. I'm a little bit mad about that, but all right, at least he's not putting up a performance that you have to have. Right? That's no way that can happen in like a little over a quarter, right? There's no way that one of the worst plays of the season at this ownership, 80+%, there's no way he's going to end up smashing for the fish that played him, right? No, that cannot happen, right? It happened. And Isaiah Joe turns into Michael Jordan. Absolutely smashes at 80% ownership after having 1 fantasy point and getting benched at half. This is the insane asylum. Doesn't sound too bad right now for me. I'm just saying right now. I mean, I just like, right? It's every slate. I was like, all right, what's going to happen tomorrow? I said that last night. You know, what crazy thing's going to happen tomorrow? Oh, well, Isaiah Joe's going to be 80% owned. He's going to be a massive bust. He's going to get benched. And then he's not only going to bail out the slap piece, he's going to absolutely smash for them by going for 30 fantasy points in like 12 minutes. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what I'm kind of just speechless from that performance. Let's recap everything else for today. So started off the day really well. Took down the early showdown, $15 into 500. So not a bad start there. This was the lineup. Drew captain with D-Book, Ayton, Brolo, Middleton, and Chacha Koji. Just continues to play massive minutes. So that was a nice start to the day. And then, yeah, I'd like to announce that I'll be sticking to spring football and esports only, right? We don't have to deal with 80% owned awful chalk players bailing out people in 12 minutes by not missing, right? We don't have to deal with that in esports. We don't have to deal with that in the beautiful spring football league that is the XFL. Nope. We don't have to deal with triple overtime games with 400 points. No way. Good, clean football, good, clean video games. All good, right? So that's a recap. Again, if you wanted to see my lineup tonight, wasn't great. I took the L on my take that I thought Mason Plumlee would play more with Nikola Jokic since the matchup, but ended up getting benched. But he came back and played really well in the fourth quarter, just salvage value. But I really thought he would play more, and I was wrong in that take. They closed the half of Batum. They put a lot of small ball, so I'll definitely take the L there because that was a take I felt pretty good about. Plumlee was projected for 1%. I'm like, I'm going to play Mason Plumlee at 1% ownership. And if we get the game where he plays 35 minutes, he'll break the slate. But they did not. They want a bit more small. Giddey, I mean, come on, man. The price, how are you only going for value? Against the Sacramento Kings without Shea, you know what's going to happen? Shea's going to come back, and then Giddey's going to go for 50. Like, come on, man. Come on. Anthony Edwards, yeah. I didn't have Dame Lillard. I did not have Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard went for, 100 fantasy points at massive ownership. So it didn't even matter the Isaiah Joe stuff, but still. Anthony Edwards, really? Got like 5% from the field. Yeah, so that was my lineup. I mean, I had 30% of people in high stakes fade Naz Reid, 40% in the big tournament. I mean, what was that? Did people just like... Is it just like a recency bias thing for when Naz Reid was popular before and got in foul trouble? Is that why people fade? That had to have been the only reason. It was like the very clear top play of the slate. I thought he was going to be like 90% owned. I was shocked about like Isaiah Joe was more popular than Naz Reid tonight. Let that sink in. 3.7K Naz Reid without Gobert. Isaiah Joe was more popular than him. So that's a recap of everything. Had a great day still overall, even though the NBA slate tilted me tonight. Again, took down the showdown, made good money in the XFL, was profitable in prize pick 4 and 2. So the only thing I did not cash in tonight was NBA DFS main slate. All right, let's move on to this 4-game slate. First, though, we got to talk about the sponsor of the video. That would be Prize Picks. Again, make sure to use the code DKDFS for 100% match up to $100. Went 4 and 2 today on the pick, so not bad at all. I'm having a lot of fun playing. Again, player prop site. You build 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 6 player props. You can win up to 25 extra money. So again, link in the description below. Take advantage of that free $100 to play with. If you guys are looking for premium content, whether it be for DFS or for Prize Picks, always check out my Patreon linked down below. If you have any questions, let me know on Twitter or in the comment section. But let's talk about this 4-game slate. It's weird, right? Monday, and there's only 4 games, so I guess there's a big slate today. I mean, it was a busy day today. Esports, we had NBA all day, then XFL. Hey, I loved it. Right? I didn't have to go outside. I mean, I don't go outside anyway. I take that back. I did go outside today because I took a nice stroll to Chipotle. Yeah. You guys know what that means, right? Thank you, Isaiah Joe. If I'm ever really, really tilted, I go to Chipotle, and they tried to, At this time of the night, we can only give guac to online orders. Gave him the Dikembe Mutombo wave. No. Like, no, I'm here to use my guac. I had my birthday guac from like a week ago that, free chips and guac that you can use. I was like, no. I'm getting my birthday chips and guac. I'm getting my free guac. Putting the guac on the bowl. I did end up getting guac. But if they tried to say, I would have been really tilted if they're like, no, actually, you can't have any guac. It's like, what? Can someone also, like, that makes no sense. Oh, yeah, we can only give guac to online orders. So the true customers that walk in can't get guac. Like, does that make, they said that to me. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? But, all right, we got the bowl. We got the guac. Thank you, Isaiah Joe. All right, Miami and Philadelphia, first game here. On the Miami side, we got Tyler Hero. He's 7.7. He is questionable. Kevin Love is probable. His price did jump. As far as the top end guys go, Jimmy, Bam, 8.8K for Jimmy. Minutes haven't been amazing. 8.6K for Bam. Fine. I'm not going to prioritize either in the small slate. Hero would be my favorite play if he does give it a go. Gone for 50 fantasy points 2 of the last 4 games. Now, if Tyler Hero misses, I'm curious what they do with the starting lineup. But you'd most likely just get more minutes for the combination of like Vincent and Strus and Oladipo. Maybe a little bit more Caleb Martin as well. So those guys would all benefit if Tyler Hero does not play. Gabe Vincent, if Tyler Hero plays, probably can't do it. If Tyler Hero misses, then I have a little bit of interest in him at 4.8. And same with Strus. Probably no interest if Hero plays, but would have some interest if Hero misses. And it's probably the same thing with Oladipo, too. Oladipo's not been great first couple games back, but still getting about 20 minutes a game. Kyle Lowry also, I guess, could be back. He's been out for a while. If Hero and Lowry are both in, then we can't get to any of these value plays. What else? Cody Zeller is playing the backup 5. He's 3.2K. Probably not necessary, but I guess if Bam gets in foul trouble, he would be the guy that benefits. And then back to Kevin Love. I still think he's a fine play at 5.4, but no longer like a must. Like he was someone like when he was the min price in 3.8K, like I would have played, if I was building 150 lineups, I would add 100% Kevin Love. It's no longer that underpriced, but I still think he's a decent option at 5.4. All right, Philadelphia, so Joel Embiid was a guy I mentioned last night. I really liked him for tournaments. That paid off in a big way, went for 70 fancy points. It's a tough matchup, but it's still Joel Embiid. So, like, I'm totally fine if you want to get to him. Again, I don't love the spot, but price point's reasonable. Still a guy that can go smash any single night. James Harden, kind of the same thing. Reasonable option, 9.8K, not a priority. Doesn't have the shooting guard eligibility anymore either. Tobias Harris is 5.3. I expect mid-30s minutes from him. Just kind of like a last guy in piece. Maxey had been playing a lot more until last game, kind of struggled, only played 25 minutes. But here's the thing with Maxey, right? If he plays well, they will extend him, and he's a guy that does have a pretty high ceiling. So I still like his upside in tournaments. I would say right now, he's kind of similar to a guy like Malik Monk, where, right, is just a good point per minute guy. If he finds his way to more minutes, he could smash. Like, that's kind of how I feel about Maxey. If he's playing well, they'll extend him. If they do extend him, he could break the slate at this price. Anthony Melton is a guy that minutes are all over the place. If Maxey struggles, though, he most likely benefits. So I definitely wouldn't play those two together. Can we talk about this PJ Tucker game, too? 30 fantasy points for PJ Tucker? Like, that's almost more surprising than Isaiah Joe going for like 30 fantasy points in 10 minutes tonight, right? So that's Philadelphia. Let's move on to Detroit and Charlotte. Detroit could be pretty shorthanded. No Duren. Isaiah Stewart is questionable. And now we got Bojan Bogdanovic questionable. If they're all out, I mean, I have no idea what the Pistons are going to do, but they're going to be really shorthanded. My guess for the starting lineup would be Hayes, Ivy, Wiseman, Livers. Maybe they start Bagley too. I mean, they have done. They've been starting like 2 bigs, so maybe that would be the starting lineup. But as far as the guards go, both are reasonably priced. 5.6K for Jaden Ivey in a good matchup. Only 4.6K for Killian Hayes. I know the minutes can fluctuate at times, but most of the time these guys are playing around 30 minutes. And the one positive I will say with these 2 guards is there are times, not every time, but there are times when the Pistons get blown out that they close games. So they're somewhat blowout proof in Ivy and Hayes. Bagley smashed last game with Wiseman following out. We know he's a decent point per minute guy. I definitely have some interest in him. The downside is he's only center eligible. James Wiseman having power forward eligibility. Not sure that one makes any sense. But yeah, he fouled out in 20 minutes on for a double-double. We know he's a good point per minute guy. I love Wiseman, assuming he starts, which I'm pretty sure he will. And this value, Diallo, Burks, these are guys that not terrible point per minute. If they find their way into more minutes, or again, if one of Bojan or Stewart are out, like these guys could have good games. So I definitely have some interest in them for value. Livers, I expect to see minutes. He would probably benefit a lot more if Bogdanovic is out, but he's not the best point per minute guy. But if you give me Livers starting at 3-2, then I got to have some interest in him. Don't know if I get to anyone else. You might see a little bit of Kojo or RJ Hampton, but that might be getting too cute for me. And then as Stewart and Bogdanovic are in, I think both would be fine plays. I think Bogdanovic would be the guy that I would take the shot on if I was to play one, just because the ceiling is there with Bojan. If he knocks down his shots, right? He's a guy that can go for 35 to 40. All right, on the Charlotte side, so LaMelo Ball, 10.3K. I like the matchup for him. He should play close to 40 minutes. I think he looks pretty good. Rozier, Oubre, 6.8K for Rozier. That price has come down. Oubre still kind of taking it easy on his minutes. Gordon Hayward, playing around 30 minutes a game, I think is a fair option. Washington's doubtful, so you're going to get JT Thor most likely starting. I guess I could switch it up, but someone asked me about JT Thor the other day, and I said, you could not pay me to play JT Thor. Well, you went for 4 fantasy points in 26 minutes. Yeah, that's JT Thor for you. I mean, this is a guy in the Summer League this year that was going for like 15 fantasy points in like 28 minutes. He was averaging like half a fantasy point a minute in the Summer League. So, no, I do not want to play JT Thor if he starts. Don't care if he's free. I don't want to play JT Thor. You could not pay me to play JT Thor. What else? Mark Williams is 5.9. I like the matchup for him. He had a big game last game. 18 points, 20 boards. I think he's a decent play. Richards is the backup. He'll probably play 18 to 20 minutes, a reasonable value. If Williams gets some foul trouble, he will benefit. Don't know if I get to anyone else. I mean, you'll see DSJ in the rotation. He's 4.7. You might see a little bit of McGowns or B. Mikhailuk, but I just don't know if I get to anyone else. All right, Boston and New York. So no Jaylen Brown. Derek White's probable. It's hard not to like Jason Tatum. Prices come down to 10.2, and now there's no Jaylen Brown. Becomes the clear go-to guy. I think Tatum looks good. I will just say, like, it feels like a lot of times when Jaylen Brown is out, that Jason Tatum is like massive chalk and then struggles. This is what it seems like to me recently. I'm not saying to fade Jason Tatum. I'm just saying, feels like the last 3 or 4 times that's happened, Tatum has kind of been a letdown as chalk. But yeah, he still looks really good at the top. The guards, Brogdon, Smart, and Derek White all have more usage. The ceiling, all 3, I guess, have a ceiling, but I think most of the time the ceiling would be the highest on Brogdon. He's the best point per minute. But still no guarantee that he plays a lot more. Rob Williams, 5.1. I think we see 25 to 30 minutes from him. I think he's a relatively safe play. Al Horford's 4.8. He should see low 30s minutes, another relatively safe option. Grant Williams should play a bit more here without Jaylen Brown. He's only 3.4K and someone that I do have a bit of interest in for salary relief. Don't know if I get to anyone else, though. On the Knicks side, no one standing out, but Randall, Brunson, I think are reasonable GPP plays just because they're going to play 35 to 40 minutes. Again, not necessarily the best matchup. RJ Barrett's 5.8. The minutes have not been great on him, but fair price point. Same with Josh Hart. Like, these are guys kind of playing 25 to 30 minutes a game. They're good filler plays. Mitchell Robinson's 5.2. If he stays out of foul trouble, he does have a ceiling. Quickly, he's playing the backup point. He's consistently playing like mid-20s minutes, another fine tournament option. I don't think I get to anyone else, though, with Grimes or Hartenstein. So let's finish it up. Late on hammer here, we got the Magic and the Pelicans. So on the Magic side, Paolo Banchero, the price is coming down a bit on him, but still don't know if it's coming down enough. He's been struggling a bit of late. It's more of a contrarian option. I think Carter Jr. is probably your safest bet. Now, he got massive foul trouble and shot 1 of 11 last game, so I don't put too much emphasis into that. He's most of the time going to play low 30s minutes. Markelle Fultz continues to play around 30 minutes a game, like his ceiling a good amount. Franz Wagner, most likely just gives you like 25 to 30 fancy points. Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, these are guys that have ceilings. I'm a little bit more confident with the minutes on Suggs, though. Been a little bit higher minutes than Cole Anthony recently. Gary Harris is going to play mid-20s minutes. He's score independent, but if he knocks down the shots, he can get you there. He's always like a okay, like contrarian value play, in my opinion. Like, I played him a couple times. Mo Wagner will play the backup 5. If Wendell Carter Jr. gets in foul trouble, he will benefit. And then no Jonathan Isaac. You'll see my boy Bol Bol in the rotation, but He's been struggling a bit of late. He's only 3.1K, so yes, he's playable. Kind of sad, though. I miss when Bull is a big part of the rotation and playing big minutes. I miss tweeting out the Bull picture. I do. Not going to lie. All right, and finally, the Pelicans. So we got Ingram, we got CJ, 8K, 7.4K. I like the price points for both. CJ's been really bad of late, but like this price point is tempting, right? It's tempting. They're trying to lure me in like a fish. Like 7.4 for CJ does feel too cheap. And no Larry Nance. You should get more run for Jonas Valanciunas. So I really, really like. He's been playing about 30 minutes a game and has kind of been struggling for JV standards. Like JV is a really good fantasy point per minute guy. So if he continues to play 30-ish minutes, which I think he will with Larry Nance out, I really like JV here. Richardson's price point did jump. He should start and play low 30s minutes. Fine, play the mid-range. Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, they'll be in the rotation. They're okay values. And then I think Hernan Gomez will play the backup 5. He's a good point per minute guy by, obviously you can tell, seeing in 11 minutes, went for 25 fantasy points. So if Hernan Gomez continues to get the backup 5 run, I actually do think he's in play on the small slate. The only risk is there's like an outside chance that can go to Jackson Hayes, but the last couple times it has been Hernan Gomez that gets the backup 5 when Larry Nance is out. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for the video, guys. So if you have been enjoying the DFS content, just make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep an eye out for the prize picks video. I'll have that up after this. And yeah, we'll see you all in the next one. Maybe tomorrow. We won't start with the tilts. Maybe. Just maybe. I don't know. But I appreciate it as always, guys. We'll see you in the next one.